Hey, Lisa, how are you?
I am great. I'm doing good today. It's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, good. It's great to see you here.
Thank you. Yeah, I know.
Great.
I'm excited to be here and talk to you and your group today. This is going to be fun.
It is. It is. I'm really excited because the last time we talked a couple weeks ago, you had mentioned this process that you walk your clients through. So I'm really excited to talk to you about that. But first of all, let's just talk about you. So you are an online visibility strategist, Lisa
Yes.
Meisels. This is Lisa Meisels, everybody, and you are in Colorado. Is that correct?
California. Close.
Oh, isn't that funny? I was thinking you were in the mountains of Colorado somewhere.
I'm in
No,
the
you're in
mountains. I'm in the
California.
mountains of Yosemite. So,
Oh, really? How wonderful.
it's amazing.
Ooh.
So
There's
magical right now. There's snow on the mountains. There's wildflowers. It's green. It's like my favorite time of year. Yeah. Love it.
Oh my goodness. That's wonderful. Are you from California
Yep.
originally?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Cool. So now you do online visibility work,
Yes.
which is what I do. But I think, what I love about it is that we approach it from different vantage points. So,
Yeah.
and there's no such thing as competition, you guys. It's
No.
like you offer something, I offer something, we all offer something that's very special and unique to us, which is
Yes.
what you help your clients figure out, right?
Hmm.
And how to find that audience, that target audience, those people that really need your services. What is that?
Yes.
But first of all, tell me how you got started. Like what made you get into the world of online visibility in the first place?
Well, in a nutshell, because I needed to become visible because I was
Right,
afraid to be
right.
seen. So that's why that's been my journey. So I started out I'm a dietitian nutritionist. That's been my profession for the last 25 plus, almost 30 years.
Okay.
And I came online in 2010 and I thought, I'm going to put up a website. My credentials are good enough. People are going to come to me. I had no idea. And being in the healthcare field, I had no idea about marketing or sales or advertising, no self promotion whatsoever. So it was a huge learning curve for me. And I started my nutrition practice, and it just never felt in alignment. It was like I would try and force things to work. And then it's those things, like when you're doing a launch and then all of your technology breaks and the page that you're sending people to isn't even there. And it's like, why is this happening? And it's because it wasn't meant to be, right? It's like, okay, let's hone in on that a little bit more and direct you a little bit more. So it was through experiences like that that I kind of stopped and really felt into what I am supposed to be doing. And the thing that I struggled with the most was being seen for who I was, because I had built up this professional persona of who I was in the world. And it was like layers upon layers. And it's still layers needs to come off, this perfectionism. I'm a recovering perfectionist.
Oh my God, please, can we talk? Oh my God, yes, I know. Yeah, very familiar with
Yeah.
that.
So it's just it's just a process. It's a process. It's a personal journey. It's a process that we go through, that we have to uncover what it is that we're here for. What is our purpose? What is our mission? Who are we meant to work with? And those were my questions. Is like, if I could just find who I'm meant to work with, and where I could, if I could find out where they are and what my message is, then I would have a business. And those were my struggles. So that's where I help people, is I help them become visible through their messaging and through getting very clear on their audience.
Nice, nice, yeah. And now you said you're working on a new website.
Yes, I am. So back
Talk
in the
about your
day,
journey with that, because you started out with a business name. This is good for
yes,
people to hear this. You
yes,
started out with a business name, like I have, Red Hot Now.
yep,
But I'm
yep.
thinking, okay, now it's time to go to Melissa Charity, and you're doing that.
I am doing that. And and this is a great story. And I tell this on all of my interviews and to my clients, because it's like, do not do this. So
Do not do what I do. Yeah.
Do not do this, right? Because we were talking a little bit beforehand. It's like a divorce. It's like untangling all of your links that you've got put out all over the internet. So my company was named Famana. And I came up with that name because it's a combination of, divine feminine energy, and the mana is the powerfulness that we are as females. And so I thought, oh my gosh, this is the perfect name. The problem is that you want to be found on Google, and nobody ever looks up Famana. Nobody's ever gonna nobody's ever gonna look that up, and nobody's ever going to search for it, and nobody could pronounce it. Like they're like and spell it. So I was told when I first came online that I should not use my name because nobody could pronounce it. And so I went, okay, well, I'll just come up with a clever name. Just don't do that. Because you want to be found. You want to be found for what you do, the result that you provide, or for your name. And as we grow, as we go through our personal development, our entrepreneurial journey, we expand and we shift, and we might do something different. And so having your own name is something that will grow with you.
Exactly. Right. Because it's interesting. I saw, Danielle Laporte.
Yeah.
Because when I first tracked her, she was White Hot Truth.
I remember that. Yep.
And I really love that name. I still love that name. I think White Hot Truth was awesome. And I love her little, she just came up with little posts every day, and it was really pungent and eye-opening. And then she changed it to Danielle Laporte. And I was like, why'd she do that? But I, didn't understand. And now it's like branding ourselves is so important.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's part of being seen.
Right. I mean, our business names are cool, and everyone has, I love my business name, Red Hot Now, but
yeah,
it's not me. So people, right. It's harder for people to find you that way.
Right. Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly.
So you're going through that now.
I'm going through that. And, so coming up, it's changing your calendar links. All of my links that are out there on the internet are Famana. And so I just recently legally changed my business name so that, that's done. And then it's like changing all the other things that you have, all of your email. It's not even the emails. It's like when you sign up for your, software, and it's just
No, I hear you. So this is good, you guys. Just take heed. When you're deciding on your web, because a lot of people in my, that I work with and that I know, they don't have websites yet, or they're just thinking about it. So you guys might want to start thinking about just leading with who you are, your name.
Your name. Yeah, absolutely.
I say that to myself, note to self. Anyway, but so Lisa, I mean, I know we're talking to a bunch of spiritual entrepreneurs here, and, women and men too, who are trying to find their way in the world in terms of the marketplace and business, and how do they bring their gifts out in terms of way they can make money that's in alignment with who they are.
Yeah.
And, and for a long time I was invisible, like what you were talking about, I really relate to that. I've had a lot of trouble, coming out of the spiritual closet, first of all, and then actually advocating for myself, as something that has value, or someone who has value and something to give, and something that, people can pay money. All that stuff kind of gets all mixed up. So, ideally, you help synthesize this process by really helping connect people to who they should be working with, the people who are really attracted to them. And at first, when I first heard about you, I didn't really understand that you're spiritual. You do energy work with people.
Yeah.
Am I outing you? Is that okay?
Oh no, that's, it's great. No, I love it. And it's definitely something that's in alignment. It was like, at first, when I came online, I was doing the nutrition thing, but then I went through this big spiritual journey, and I was very spiritual and flowy, and all of my branding was that way. And then I realized that I was not confident. I was missing my confidence that I had when I was, when I was still working full time at the time. And so
Yep.
when I walk into work, I was like this confident person. And I'm like, what is it? What's the difference? Because I come online and I felt small. And so what I realized is I was not bringing all of me into my business. I was missing the analytical part. So then I went, all the way to the other side, and my branding became very blocky and is like just strategy and all of that.
Yeah.
So in the last year I've been blending that so that it's really me, and I can feel good and confident. I don't have to, when you are in alignment with what you're doing and you're bringing all of you, your talents, your skills, your innate abilities, all of that to the table, you don't have to worry about confidence. Confidence is not an issue anymore. And so that's a lot of what I do with my audience, is really try and get them into alignment. And so I take them through a process that I think has been gifted to me, because this is where I struggled the most. And I take them through a process where within 2 hours, we go so deep. I am able to kind of, I guess, channel their collective audience and tell them all about who their audience is, why they're deeply connected to them, at what event was the turn of events, and so that they can really understand their clients at even a deeper level than their clients understand themselves, which is really important, because when you're marketing, you want to, unless you want to do icky marketing, which I'm sure your audience doesn't want to do, right? You've got to connect at that emotional level. That's where you start building relationships, and building relationships is where it's at. We are all, like, when I work with my clients in this process, it is very clear to me that they are a slice of mirror of me. They're a slice of who I am. Each one of them is a part of me. And it's just like, oh my gosh, we really are. I mean, it's a palpable, I guess, example of how we are all connected. For me, it's just like it shows up right in my face, like, oh my gosh, we are all connected. And I totally get that. Even though I got it before at an energetic level, it's like real. So it's really fun. I love doing that. And I love what one of my clients said. She's something like, oh my gosh, it's going to blow your mind. And you're probably going to be surprised at who your audience really is. So she was like, and then once we figured it out, it was like,
Yeah.
yes, that is. So it's really fun.
Why is it? So how do you, yeah, I mean, are your clients, they're surprised by what you discover for them, or they haven't thought about it that way, or?
Yes, they haven't thought about it that way. So a lot of my audience comes at marketing at a linear level. I don't know really how to explain it, but it's not deep enough to connect with their audience. And so in order to stand out and be visible, you've really got to connect with your audience where they are in their journey from being stuck to being ready to be working with you. So you need to know what that journey is. And so when I do this intuitive clarity session, we go really deep into what's gone on in their past. And that's where we really connect with their audience at a deep, like a wound, a deep gap that needs to be filled. And so when my clients start teaching, they have to learn about themselves in order to.
This is a wound within themselves that they heal, and therefore they can help others heal that wound. So you're really going in to find out what's ticking with inside them and what they need to heal first.
Yeah, that's what it's turned out to be. And I didn't know it at first, but this is what is being very apparent to me, is that, I take them back to their deepest wound, like the thing that has set the patterns throughout their life. And this is what they need to heal from. And I know by, by teaching what we need to do, we become better at it. We become more comfortable at it. And then we're able to connect with our clients at that level. Does that make sense to you? Am I explaining it right?
No, I think it makes a lot of sense. I think it's about coming at people being authentic. And the way you create that authenticity is really being clear on where it is you're at, where you got stuck, where you got hurt, where the wound is for you, and how you recovered from that and healed that. And that's how you help others.
Yeah. And so most people don't understand how to get to that point about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
it's really looking at that. And that's why they're surprised. It's like, oh, well, like a health and wellness coach was doing health and wellness, and she's teaching about health, and she's teaching about wellness, and she's teaching for years. And she's not I mean, she's got clients here and there, but there's no real connection. And
Yeah.
when we did this process, we looked at her, how she's been rejected over and over and over and over again throughout her life. And she said in the first Facebook Live video that she did, when she actually talked about this, she
Mm-hmm.
got floods of new people in her group.
Okay.
People commenting, people engaging, people opening up. And that's what you want. I remember when I first started, I just, would post journal articles and, links and facts and figures, and nobody wants that. If they want information, they can look it up on the internet. They want that connection. That's what social media is about. It's about connection. And that's what people crave, especially because social media is so big. So if you can build that emotional connection with people, then you are going to be able to talk to them at a different, you're going to be talking to them, and they're going to say, how do you know that? How do you get me so well? I want to work with you.
It's a bridge. Yeah. So how do you translate that then from the interview you do, and then how do people then come out and they just start talking about it, or what's the best way to then start approaching
What's
people?
the process? Well, what we do is we come up with their message. We come up, I tell them all the characteristics about their audience, who they are, what they like, where they'll be, we create this, we look at what they want for their business model, and then we create it with this persona of this audience. Right. And then we create a process of how they're going to get their audience from point A to point B. Mm-hmm. And with the gift, with their own, with what they're an expert at. Mm-hmm. So does that make sense?
And then you help them figure out the platform as well, like what platform they should be on. And mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. So all of it, it's really fascinating that we come up with their message, their audience, what they want to be known for. Sometimes we get to their title, but we get through their process. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's like, boom.
Yeah. But that's energetic work. Yeah. And now, did you know that you were meant to do this energetic type of work when you started this?
Well, I've been doing energy work for, I can't tell you how many moons, but I didn't know that I was bringing it into I wanted to bring it into my business. I didn't know how it would show up in my business. And okay. I still don't know what's, how I'm expanding, because we're always growing and learning and becoming more. So it's just a continuum of how things are evolving in my business, but it's exciting. I love it. And I love it because it's like, this is what I would have wanted. I want somebody to do this on me. So
that's true. That's very true. That's very true. But were you surprised? I mean, you weren't when you started, because it sounds like you really channel this stuff.
Yes, I do. And I was surprised the first time I realized that was what was happening. It wasn't me thinking about it. It wasn't me trying to figure something out. It was just, this is it. This is what it is. Yeah.
Yes. And it's what you just said, that, you guys, is so key for anything you guys are doing, because you have to know yourself, like, this is it. It's spirit coming through you, talking to you, and you're just connecting with it. And that's it. There's nothing to figure out, like Lisa just said. you know, if you spend a lot of time trying to figure stuff out, you're probably barking up the wrong tree, right? I mean, it's like you just need to like let it happen and let it come. And through these different techniques of meditation, I don't know if there's things that you do to help bring yourself to a point where you can hear or be in touch. Do you meditate, or what do you do?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I live in the Yosemite foothills, so I live out in the middle of nowhere. And so I have the playground outside my, back door pretty much. So I go outside all the time, and
Right.
yeah, all the time. So that's my healing. I sit on a rock. I, pray, I channel, whatever I do. I don't, somebody asked me the other day, well, what do you call what you do? So I named it. It's Light of the Soul Activations is what I'm doing actually in my group. But
wait, what is it called?
Light of the Soul Activation, energy work and energy activation. Just, being open to your higher self, opening up to that light within, and following the guidance of your soul. And I think that's, when I was talking about my launches not working before and everything breaking and me trying to force it and stressing out and getting all, in a tizzy because it wasn't working. And being worked up to the point where, I got sick afterwards after this. Yeah, I got sick for like one of the launches was a couple of years. She loves energy work too. She comes down whenever I'm doing this stuff. But I wasn't in alignment. And so when you're forcing and trying and in that like figuring out and getting stressed out, it's not for you. It's not the thing. It's like you're not in alignment. So either get up and go do something you enjoy and come back with a refreshed look, or switch gears, because I truly believe that life is not supposed to be hard. We're supposed to be able to, we're here to find joy and peace and love, and through our service that we totally enjoy doing, serve others. And it's not supposed to be hard. So if it's hard, you're, like you said, you're barking up the wrong tree.
Right. That's so key. And I know, I wish we'd had this conversation earlier in my life, because I had my own experiences with trying to do things that I thought I was supposed to do or should do.
Right.
And then it didn't. And then even in terms of marketing and all that stuff, and a lot of it just didn't feel very good. And so I was like, oh God, you just get tired.
Yes.
So it's like, that's when you're not doing it right. So, it's like, what makes you feel good? I love doing interviews. I love talking to women. Like so much fun. And so I just like, let's do that, Melissa. Like, let's just do that.
Right.
So, that's it.
And your business should give you energy. And when you're working with the right people, they will give you energy. They're not going to suck your energy. And if you're working with people that are like, oh, they're so hard, and they just, they drain your emotions, they drain your energy, those are not your people.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And I love that we're talking, and we were talking before about, both of us like to speak extemporaneously. We just kind of speak, and I just think, and then again, it's just so important just to get up there in front of a camera and just start talking and just be you, right? And just say what comes from your heart. Right?
Yes. And the only way to get better at it is to practice. That's the only way that you can get better at it. And believe me, I've got scripts that on my big whiteboards in my closet that I used to use when I was first starting. And I look back at the videos and it's like, oh, don't do that. Because when you're able to speak from your heart, it just comes across so differently than when you're scripted. It's awkward when you're scripted. And it's awkward when you have to memorize what you're going to say next. That's why we like the interviews, right? Is because we don't have to worry about, it's just conversational. And so I always recommend to people, if they're having trouble in front of the camera, getting visible, interview somebody. It's the easiest way to get comfortable.
Well, that's very true. That's great advice, you guys. That's very true. Try doing interviews. Just see what happens. Have fun. Because Lisa does great interviews. So tell everyone how to find you. You have 2 shows, right?
I have, right now I'm focusing on the expert interview series, which is on my business page, which is Lisa Meisels, and then UYMO, Unleash Your, yeah. It's, my branding is Unleash Your Mojo Online. That's my Facebook group. And so it's kind of fun. People love it. I've tried to change it several times and everybody's like, no, keep it. So Unleash Your Mojo Online, that's what it is. And so my business page is my name and then the initials for my group. And I have great people on there like yourself. That was a fun
I know, that was fun. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah. And you do that very consistently too.
I do it twice a week. And then I've been in a Facebook Live challenge, and I even went, so this was my fear always. I live on a ranch. I don't wear makeup very often. And I've never really wanted to do Facebook Lives because then you got to put makeup on and blah, blah, blah. Well, I was challenged to do Facebook Lives for a full week, and it was on the weekend, and I wasn't wearing any makeup, and I thought, okay, just going to do it. Here I am. And that was like the biggest thing for me. So whatever your biggest thing is, just do it and get over with. Then it won't be a big thing anymore. Right? Yeah.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah. I love it. Facebook Lives are great. I mean, they cure what ails you, man. It's like you're just out there. You just press the button, go, and and you just do it. You don't have to worry about taking it over again. You just do it. So
yeah, exactly. And you get engagement. You get people that are really interested in you.
Yep.
And so what a better way to boost your confidence and your visibility and your connection with people than to do Facebook Live.
Exactly. Words of wisdom from Lisa Meisels, everybody. Thank you so much for being with me today. Yes. This was so fun.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This is great.
Yeah. So I'll connect. We'll put a link of something that Lisa wants to how you can connect with her going forward in the comments below in the Facebook group. So yeah. But otherwise, your website's going to be live soon.
My website's going to be live soon. Yep, okay. It's lisameisels.com. That's what it will be here probably in another week or so, hopefully.
Okay, great. All right, well, let us know when it's done. Well, thanks again for everything, and we will see you in the visibility.
Yeah, sounds good. Oh, and I have something for your listeners. I don't know if this is something they would want, but I just created an audio visualization.
Okay.
Called I Am Confidently Visible. That might be so it's just I'll just give you the link.
Where do they find that?
I'll give you the link and you can post it.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. Thank you, Lisa. Perfect. Okay. Thanks so much. Okay. All right, everybody, take it easy.
Thanks.
Okay. Bye. Oops. Uh-oh.